Yes, guys, we're live. We're back for another Arsenal gossip column. Make sure you hit that like button and you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And here comes the intro. Might want to about to start. Now, no. Nice. Sorry about that, guys. Like, they all turn up, like, as soon as you want to go live, all the nurses turn up, like, to give you medication. Like, as soon as you go live. Typical. Anyway, where were we? Right, so, big up everyone that's in the building. Tony, right. Mel, I sent you the link. You can, as well. Big up Luca, hope you're doing well. Jordan, hope you're doing well, bruv. Rich Sports, hi. Big up Stephen and everyone. Right. Because someone like Mel or that, come on. Right. I'm just gonna quickly put the link in the chat. Right. Mainly Arsenal fans for the moment. No one else at the moment, just for the Arsenal fans. Right, and then halfway through the stream, I'll let everyone else come on. Nice. Fuck's sake. Sorry about that, guys. I wanna, by the way, before I start with this show, Mel, say, talk, and you, Luca as well. You've sent a group of messages. I think it was probably for Christmas, because obviously everyone knew I was staying in hospital for Christmas. And I've had a chance to listen to them today. I was so touched by all you had to say. You guys mean so much, and not just them, but so many other people that have messaged support. whilst I've been inside hospital, been inside, it doesn't sound like prison. It can be at times, but you guys and everyone that subscribed and everyone's a member, you all mean the world to me. All of you. And it means so much to have so much support. Like I said, when I first started this channel, I wasn't looking for fame, wasn't looking for anything apart from raising awareness for a charity that's, without the research I wouldn't be here. That's all I came to do, and it's hard to work out how remarkable people think I am. I just did what everyone else would do in that situation, which is fight. Like, just because you're ill don't mean you can't fight. Sorry, I mean the pain's a little bit, but all you guys mean the world, and I can't thank you enough. Rich, Khan AFC84, everyone in the chat, everyone that subscribed, you all, bless you all, so yeah, let's get started, shall we? Let's get started. So right, I'm gonna start right with how we've looked. How we've like how the season's panned out so far. For me, I've said this on numerous occasions with Arteta, and I'm not joining this Arteta in out debate. For me, it's annoying, it's pointless. Like, it's pointless for me. There's like, I'm now, I don't sit in any camp. I just back the team now. Like, the team needs every single ounce of support that we get, and everyone that, and I'm not saying Arteta out fans don't support the team, they do every time. Right, I still supported the team when I was in that train, right? But for me, I've never seen Arsenal so unified. Like, I've never seen the club so unified in so many ways. When Arteta took over, this club was broken. Like, we didn't know what was going to happen with this club because we weren't ambitious, we weren't doing anything. And over time, yes, it probably it's taken longer than it should. He spent a lot of money. I totally get that, but you got to hand it one thing to him. He's managed to get the whole fan base unified behind the team, right? And I think that's partly why where we are right now. I said at the start of the season when the season first started, I saw a different temperament with Arsenal where they were hurt by not finishing in fourth and being picked by Tottenham the season before, and like games like the Fulham game, for example, showed that they weren't going to take that line down, and that in fact insulted them that they lost to the fourth place to Spurs. So going into this game, going into into this season, you can't ask for anything more. I really can't. At the moment, we've played what? We played 17 games now? It's 17 games, isn't it? Oh, shush. Sorry, I'm just going to put this on silent. Or vibrate. Right. How are you, my brothers? I'm good, bro. I'm good. Fighting as always. I'm always going to fight. Right. It's going to take more than just this to take me down. And man, then it's been tough this Christmas, but we made the most of it. And that's all we can ask for. And look, going into, if you told me we're going into 2023 top of the league, at the start of the season, I would have honestly asked you to go submit yourself to a drugs test. I'd expect you to go and get an encephalopathy test, because you wouldn't believe it's true. I don't even think the hardened Arteta fans would imagine a better start than this. It's the best start in Arsenal's history. So you've got to give Arteta his flowers. You have to. I'm not gonna sit here and be negative and say, oh, he's got to prove us in January, he's got to prove us in this, prove us in that. I'm not gonna sit here and do that. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna go, are we winning? Yes. Then I'm happy, bruv. I'm happy. Top of the league. Sunglasses. Top of the league. Wait. Where's those sunglass emojis? I want to see them. And do you know what? Man City, I'll be very afraid right now, my man. Man City, because you ain't in the best of form, bruv. You're not in the best of form. And I'm just gonna quickly go on to our last. So make sure you're hitting that like button as well. I'm gonna put in the chat a poll. Are Arsenal genuine title contenders? Yes. No. So I'll just quickly how do I post this? There you go. Ask community. There you go. Done. 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 So yeah. Big up everyone as well. So are Arsenal genuine title contenders? I want to see the votes. We've got 2 votes in already. Yes. So, because I think we are, man. I think we are, bruv. I think we are. Big up Kane OC with the sunglass emojis. Like, that's what I want to see. Like, top of the league sunglasses, you know, Brighton, bruv. Right, and I'll tell you what, we beat Tottenham, right? I'm getting my fake Cuban cigar, right? I'm gonna get a fake Cuban cigar, right? And, like, have fun with it. How about that? So, but there you go. Right, big up, Nippon. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna go through my player rate, my half time, we gotta call it half time in the Premier League, right? I'm gonna do my ratings for that first off before anyone else wants to join in on the act. So reset. And a row below. Uh, 0. I don't think anyone's gonna get a 0 to be fair, but you gotta put it in there. Come in. Give me 2 seconds, guys. Yeah, 2 seconds, guys. Go on, go for it. I'm still here, don't worry, guys. I'll be back in just a tick. Go. Right. Thank you very much. If it doesn't work in an hour, then I'll ring for another dose. Yeah. Right. Thank you very much. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to have some painkiller for my heartburn and pain at the moment. It would be silly to say we ain't title contenders as if it were anyone else. They would be such as the likes of Chelsea, Liverpool, United, and so yeah, I get you, Khan, but I mean, why is it that if Chelsea are in this position, sorry, oh, sorry guys, if I have to. So yeah, yeah, if it's Chelsea, Liverpool, United, we'd all be saying they're title contenders. So why aren't we getting the same respect? Why aren't we? I know there's a long way to go, and we're only halfway through the season. But why is it that these teams get all the praise if they're in this position and we don't? Why? It's bullshit. Like, it's bullshit. Right? So here we go. Let's go into my player ratings for this half of the season. Big up Mel. I sent you the link as well, so make sure you do that as well. I'm going to put this in presentation mode. Right, there we go. Right. Aaron Ramsdale. To be fair, our defence has been that good. He's not had to. There's been a few games where he's had to really make a difference. But I'm gonna give him an 8. He's already been like starman, like he's been absolutely bossing it in that box. I'll give him an 8 for me. They're going to move to we'll go Zinchenko. Right, I came from title winners Man City, right, and you can see the mentality instilled in of the players. Same with Jesus before he, like Jesus as well. Like you can see the winning mentality, and it's now coming out in every other in any other player. So Zinchenko for me gets an 8 for me. Who's Kieran Tierney? Man, if this guy stays fit, he could be great, but he's made a fucking glass, honestly. But he's a great talent. I'm not going to deny that. He's a great talent, right? And I'm part Scottish, so I'm biased. I'll give him a 7 though, like because he hasn't had too much of a say because of Zinchenko until Zinchenko got injured. I would say it's because of their pedigree, especially Chelsea over the last, and who has been their manager. Yeah, I hear you, Khan, on that one, bruv. I hear you, but like, if you're gonna put Chelsea as genuine title contenders, right, at this stage of the season with Man City, you've got to do the same with Arsenal. You have to, otherwise you're contradicting yourself. Right. So anyway. So we're gonna go to Ben White on the right. Ben White on the right. Ben White on the right. Like this guy has proven me wrong, bruv. Like I'm gonna give him a 9. He's been outstanding. Outstanding. Right? And yeah. Do you know what? Everyone took the piss when we like spent 50 mils on Ben White, and I don't think the centre back role's good for him. I think he's better as a right back by a mile because he only has to have a mark one side. Right? And if you put Saliba next to him, mate, you ain't getting past. End of story. Oh fuck. Ouch. Big up, Paul. Hope you're doing well, my friend. I'm doing okay, bruv. Yeah, I'm in hospital, but we can't help that with mind fucking health, can we? I suppose mentality plays a big part as well. We just haven't had that for so long. Add to that, most of the fan base accepting fourth as an achievement. Yeah, like, do you know what? I hear that song by Arteta, right? Why can't they change it? Like, let me just take that down for a second. Why can't they change the lyrics of that song for Arteta? Like, why can't they say, we got Super Mick Arteta, he knows exactly what we need, Tierney at the back, Gabby in attack, Arsenal to win the Premier League. Aim high. Back the team, aim high, and I'm telling you, if we are still ahead come February, Man City are going to be too worried about trying to win the Champions League. They bought Haaland to win the Champions League. They bought Pep to win a Champions League. And after so many attempts, they still ain't got it. So, for me, yeah. Sorry, give me a sec. Right. Hopefully. Yeah. But like, what I'm saying is that they've bought in Haaland. You can also say Alvarez, but Haaland was the reason because they want to win the Champions League, and if they focus on the Champions League, right, that opens the back door for us, right? Yeah, we're still in the Europa League, right? And I wouldn't mind winning the Europa League. It's a European honour, right? And before anyone jumps on the gun, like, I want to see this right now, right? All your rivals, right? Right? I'm fed up of people saying, "Well, Arsenal ain't got anything in Europe. You ain't won anything, right? You ain't won anything, right? In Europe, we won a Cup Winners' Cup and in the European Fairs Cup back in 1970, right? It's not our fault that they decided to fold that and bring the Champions League and the Europa League in, right? That's not down to us, right? We qualified for the Cup Winners' Cup, for the FA Cup, right? And we went and won it, right? So I don't want to hear this bullshit from other fans saying that we've done nothing in Europe. We have done 2 honours in Europe. It's not our fault that they decide to fold and like take away those trophies, right? And just leave the Champions League and the Europa League, right? But as I'm saying, I wouldn't mind winning. I wouldn't mind winning the. I wouldn't mind winning the Europa League, because it's a European honour. But at the same token, if you're telling me you'd have to give up winning the Europa League to go and win the Premier League, right? And we got the signings we needed in January, I'd take it, right? I'd take it. Honestly, right? Maybe if we win the league, then they'll. Yeah, but why can't they do it now? Just, you know what I mean? Like, I've been in hospital, right? And I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. I've sung that song. Alright, I'm being deadly serious. I've sung that Arteta song, right? Whilst I've been in hospital, right? But I say, why Arsenal to win the Premier League. Arsenal to win the Premier League. Not fourth, not third, not second, first. That's what I want. Right? Simple as that. Yeah. So there you go. UEFA need to bring back the Cup Winners' Cup. It was a good competition back in the day, bruv. Mate, if it makes our European trophy irrelevant, then yeah, relevant that is, then go for it. But there's so many tournaments now that you can't fill the games in. You know, big up Miss Mel. I hope you're doing well as well. Big up. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to the player ratings. Yeah. What am I going with here? I'm gonna go with Tomiyasu next on the right. Tomiyasu has done a decent job. I'd say 7. Right. Sometimes playing on the left hand side has worked. Sometimes it hasn't. And when you do that, you can't really blame Tomiyasu in a sense. It's more the managerial change that he had to do. So yeah. Like, because even we were like against Liverpool, putting him on the left, I'm like, are you sure? But we had no choice, and we still won the game. So there you go. As long as it means we win games, I don't mind. Man United won it back in '91, absolutely, bruv. Right, but then you've won a Champions League, 2 Champions Leagues. So there you go. Right. Right, who's next? We're going with Saliba. Saliba, dun, 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 Saliba, dun, 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 Saliba, dun, 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 dun. Mate, I don't care what you guys say. This guy, right, is the bargain of the century. 10. I'm giving him. Uh, how long I'm staying live for? But I'll be going for a fair bit, mate. I'll let everyone else on in a sec, bruv. I'll go through these ratings first, and then we'll go through transfer news. Hopefully, I can get back in touch with Darmish and have him come on. Also, have probably Ben Jacobs come back on as well at some point to give us the latest lowdown on the news, on the transfer news side. But anyway, going through these player ratings, I'm gonna give Saliba a 10. Gabriel, for me, was making mistakes at the start of the season. And Saliba made him look pretty average, but he's picked up his form ever since I started criticising him. So I'll go 6, because of the start of the season he had. It was very dodgy. So, but now it's more of a cohesive unit. Our back line, it picks itself, to be fair. Maybe the difference being we got Tierney and Zinchenko that can swap with each other. Same with Tomiyasu in a sense as well. So it's good to have interchanging wingers. Saliba's done very well, although his last couple of games have been a bit iffy. Is that because of a lack of minutes in the World Cup? Maybe so. It could be, bruv. It could be. But I don't care what he's doing in the Euro, in the World Cup. I couldn't give a fuck. All I care about is what he's doing for Arsenal Football Club, and he's taken us to another level. Like, this guy, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, this is how much I believe in Saliba. The guy is so good at 21. By the time he hits his peak, he will be the best. If he's still at Arsenal, he'll be the best Premier League defender. Right, and also, right, Saliba as well is, Saliba as well. I still think he's got the ceiling to be able to get over Tony Adams because he's that good. But speaking of a Tony, I've got my brother from another lover. Right, it's Mr. Bad Boy himself, Tony Claude Gunner TV. How you doing, my bro, Anthony? How you doing? Like, where's your sunglass emojis? Like top of the league. And trust me, we beat Tottenham. The fake Cuban cigars coming out, bruv. You know what I mean?
I get you.
One with the flashing lights as well to make it look real. Since I'm not allowed to smoke.
You know what? Yeah, it's always a very, very big pleasure to always come and chop it up with you on your show. You got the sunglasses out, man. That's good. It's all
top
you
of
know
the
what?
league,
Yeah,
bruv.
you know what? Yeah, it's a different you whenever I see the sunglasses out on your show. So this is a big one. See, after yesterday's game, shout out to Miss Melina. Miss Melina
Yeah, what did you make
and
of
I
that
was
game?
on. We were on a watch along yesterday on my show. Big ups to her. She knows I love her that much,
Oh, Tony, you should
and
have.
some other people on the
Tony,
show too. You know what?
Tony,
Yeah, you
sorry,
deserve to
Tony,
wear
you
those
should have said.
sunglasses, man.
Tony, you should have said, because they were moving beds at the time of the Newcastle game. You should have said that, and I would have joined on the phone, at the time. So, yeah. But anyway, you were saying.
Actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm hardly with my phone when I'm on streams. Actually, I just throw my phone somewhere, so I don't see anything coming to my phone most times.
Yeah,
I'm
just
sorry
some
in case
some
you sent a message. I'm sorry.
yeah. No way.
And of course,
What
it
I
was a
do.
stacked panel yesterday.
What
I
have you
reiterate
got?
again. I had
Have
Miss
you,
Melina yesterday on the show. I had,
Tony?
stacked panel too.
Are you doing it on laptop now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Do you know what I do is I keep my Twitter and my Instagram open whilst I'm on the laptop. So then, if any messages come through saying like, oh, "Can I come on?" or something like that, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
like it comes up, and then I can
Usually, I
put
don't
the.
like distractions when I'm on my show or something like that because sometimes, yeah, when you're on a show is when people just start,
Oh,
texting you, "Hey,
what
hi,
I do
what's
is
up?"
I
I'm
just
not talking of those that
what
want to come on. I'm talking
yeah.
about family, friends.
What I'm saying is what I do is like I just have it there. So
Mm,
like if someone pops in and says like can I come on? Like
yeah.
I can literally just quickly send in the link like without being distracted
Hmm.
in a sense because but anyway I'll go through these comments and I'll give you let you go through the player ratings together and then we'll talk about we'll quickly mention about the game and what your thoughts were and then we'll
Yeah,
go to
just before we
transfer
go
news.
there, Stephen Fitley. See, yeah, guys, a very very bad news right now. In the Tottenham Hotspur game against Crystal Palace is going on. Harry Kane double sinks Crystal Palace. See, yeah, they're in the 63rd minute right now. Harry Kane a double
Oh wow.
today. Wow, sinks Crystal Palace. But the game is still going on. It's just the 64th minute. Let's see what's going to happen in the next
They
20,
won't do it. They
26
won't do it
minutes.
next week, bruv. They're not doing it next week, bruv.
They're
I'll
not
tell you
doing it
that.
next week, right? And one thing again is that they're doing it away from home in Crystal Palace. It's a London
Yeah.
derby. See, I do know that during the London derbies, form is being thrown out the door. But Crystal Palace isn't that big enough of a London derby in it, Stephen.
Well, they struggled last season against them, so like they are a good side. They are a decent side, Crystal Palace, and you can easily slip up on them. It's one of those games you can easily slip up. I'll just go for the rest of this chat. Uh, I Saliba's been the third best in the league. Yeah. What did you make? I'll actually, I just got the notes here, so I'll ask you. Just explain to people what you thought about the Newcastle game while I do this.
See, that Newcastle game was very frustrating for me. Like, I wasn't happy from an Arsenal point of view. Yeah, it was a very, very frustrating game that yesterday, See, Eddie Howe, this just shows us, yesterday, it showed everyone uh, how or the progression to which Newcastle uh, have been running on, this season. Eddie has completely changed the way that team plays. He is completely like he see Newcastle was a team that was 16th last season, and in the goddamn top four this season. They're there for a reason. And you know what? Yeah, they stifled our attacks yesterday. They also had lots of, uh, you know, they also defended properly yesterday. Anyone who doesn't understand that Newcastle came for a point yesterday, well, good luck to you. They came with a game plan of actually stifling Arsenal's attacks, kind of like roughing up our players, and they actually succeeded in doing that. They really
Exactly.
succeeded. So they're there for a reason. That's what it shows
Um,
yesterday. They're there for a
I
reason.
think.
But again, Steve, please let me
Yeah.
let me put this point
Yeah.
across,
Yeah.
please.
Go on. Sorry. Go on, mate. Go on.
Yeah, yeah. See, so I don't want us to get it twisted. They're third in the league for a reason. Eddie Howe is a good coach. He just showed you yesterday why he's a good coach.
Exactly.
Thirdly, again, Newcastle hasn't played the way they played yesterday with 16 other teams this season. Yesterday was a mastery of the dark arts for Newcastle United
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah.
And they perfected that, they perfected that craft yesterday on Arsenal's home soil. What a way to do it. And,
Look,
it was just sublime. It was just sublime from them.
it
And
was. I
their
mean,
defense was absolutely wonderful
I
yesterday.
think this is the best defense in the league right now, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go through it. Like Gabriel has improved, but still has that bozo unit like Xhaka has. Thank you. So yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go for the rest of these.
Stephen, let me add this there too, yeah. But still, take nothing away from
Let me just
Arsenal.
go. Let me just go for the rest of these comments first, and then
Oh,
I'll.
okay, yeah.
Big up Luca as well.
Big ups,
Matthew,
Luca.
Eddie.
It was pissed yesterday at the game.
Oh, do you know what? Like he's pissed. He'd be pissed if we win. Like the guy, like Luca, mate. Like if you're not happy with the way where Arsenal right now, and you can't enjoy it, right? Then like, come on, bruv. Like I said it. I said it to him on his show. Like you need to like give Arteta his flowers, basically. Like because you will not get another manager to be able to do what he's done so far, and this is Arsenal's best ever start to a season. Right? Not even Wenger could have done that. So and there's fans that still love him, Wenger. So like you've got to give him his due. So like you can you can say how good Arteta's been, but still demand that you want him to win a title, or still say that I won't back him until he does so. You know, like Eddie Howe's an underrated coach. The job he done at Bournemouth and currently, yeah, I mean, like he stayed to Matt. He stayed in the end. It ran sour between Bournemouth and Eddie Howe, right? And he stayed too long. Hence why Bournemouth got relegated. Sorry, give me
Sorry.
the 2 seconds. I'll just go for the rest of these comments as well.
Yeah, no problem, man. Just take your time.
Thanks for coming on, by the way, and helping us out. Do you think Arsenal are playing too emotionally and allowing certain things to get to them? I'm not seeing that just yet, mate. We'll have to look at more games to see if that's true. Big up, Tio. Hope you're doing well. Change your fight. Tio, I said, mate, I just want Arsenal to win games. I'm not in this train. Like, we need to be unified now. Like, forget Arteta in, forget Arteta out. Right? We need to.
I don't know why that's still a topic at this time.
Look, I'm saying this now, and I'm gonna say it to every single fan. Right? Fuck Arteta ins, fuck Arteta outs. Right? If you still don't believe in him, fine. But right, what I'm meaning is that we just need to get behind him as a team. If we can do that, right, as well as get the signings we need, right, we can win this league. Right? I honestly ask everyone, drop the Arteta in and out debate and just let's get behind the let's get. But I know Arteta out before you jump up and down. I know you still back the team every time they go out on the pitch, right? I know that, but for now, the debates about whether he should stay or go or let's not worry about that anymore, right? Let's just get behind the team. That's all I've got to say, right? Because I've never seen Arsenal this unified as a unit. like ever. Like so that like it's not since back in like 04 or 05. Like I've never seen it. Like because it's gradually and I get why people have doubts over him, but like I get it. But at the moment we just need to focus on getting these results. And if we're and that's like I said, if we get to February and they are if we get to February and we are still ahead of them, they're going to focus on the Champions League because that's why they bought Haaland in the first place, right? That's why they bought Pep in the first place. They want to win the Champions League, and that will give us a back door to go and chase for the title. So it's all to play for, especially if we get the signing we need. Modric looks like he's done. Uh, but we'll get to that in a minute. Big up. I hope you're well. Good.
Hey,
Fine.
Jez is in the charts. Anthony Herbert is in the
Jez, my
charts.
bro.
Big ups to you too, Anthony Herbert and Jez Collins, my big friend. Jez, we love you, man. We love you, man. Anthony
For
Herbert, big
Spurs,
ups to you.
Spurs 4-0 against Palace now. Wow. It's a row. But anyway, we're going to go through the rest of these ratings. Otherwise, we'll be here all day.
Yeah,
Right?
I know, but yeah, I was to say something before you stop me
Yeah,
there. I'll just
yeah,
complete
quick.
my train of thought.
Yeah.
Before we get down there. See, yeah, remove nothing from that Arsenal performance yesterday. I know we didn't score a goal. It was very frustrating for me yesterday because we did, you know, we did need that win yesterday, at least to a show of strength, at the summit of that Premier League. But you know what? Yeah, it's just one of those games we just have to take under a chin, under our chins and just move on into the sports game. But you know what, Stephen Fitley? Yeah, officiating yesterday was a shambles. See, I give it to Newcastle. They came with a game plan, you know, on how to stifle Arsenal's attacks, and for some reason they've perfected their dark arts already. They know how to fall down at every challenge, even if those challenges were against Arsenal players. They could just fall off at any time. They've perfected that craft of time wasted. You know what? Yeah, in every team in every successful team, you need these players that know how to perform these dark tricks,
Yeah.
this dark arts. And Newcastle, they've perfected it, and that's what they showed yesterday. But you know what? Yeah,
Well,
take nothing from that Arsenal performance yesterday. Let's go through the stats. I'm someone that's very, very crazy when it comes to stats. Look at the stats
well,
yesterday. Arsenal
I'll go. Hang on.
67%.
Give me a second, and I'll bring them up. Right. By the way,
Yeah,
ninety-two
but
percent.
it's just a little one I want to go through. 67% ball possession.
Um,
Uh,
hang on.
uh,
I'm just gonna say. By the way, the votes that are still going in. Arsenal.
okay.
92% say they're genuine title contenders. At the minute, so we'll just go quickly to Arsenal Football Club. 0-0 full time. If it's going to load, that is. Like, it should load.
Yeah. Okay. Why are you still trying to load that? I'll just
Right,
get you the
right,
ones
there you
I
go.
want
There you go.
here.
I've got it. Hang on, I got it now. Don't worry. I got it. Right, so as you can see, like 17 shots, 4 on target to Newcastle's 8 shots to 1. Ball
Yeah.
possession, 67% ball possession, 33% for Newcastle. We had probably double the amount of passes
Shots on goal. Could you check
than
the
they
shots on
had.
goal down
We
there?
had double 4.
Good. Now, what was the free kick?
17 shots to 4 on target.
Good. What about the free kicks?
We had 10 fouls, they had 16.
No, I'm talking of
To
the
be
free
fair, the
kicks. Free
referee was a
kicks. That's
judge.
not. I'm talking of the free kicks we
I
had.
don't. It
You
doesn't
don't
show.
have that
It just
stat.
shows the
Okay, good.
fouls.
Our free kicks was 19.
That's why I said fouls.
Good. Our free kicks was 19 to Newcastle's 11, and the ball possession 67 to Newcastle 33. What does that show you? They were very rough with us. They came in to stifle our attack. They came in to stifle
Of
and cause
course.
chaos in the in the midfield. And they came with a very, very good low block yesterday. Their defenders were very sharp and alert. Fabian Schär was bullying most of our players around in that 18-yard box. Bonds also had quite a good spell a little bit with Saka
Yes.
yesterday. Even if Saka still had joys yesterday too. You know what? Yeah, they came to defend. They kept a low block. They had lots of trickery yesterday. They're quite good, So and they're third for a reason. But again, take nothing from Arsenal yesterday. We kept on attacking them. We kept on going for the ball, winning those balls in the middle of the
Yep.
park.
Hmm.
Also, our defense was also okay yesterday. It wasn't quite shaky, but it was just okay. It was
Yeah.
just okay. Yeah,
To be.
yesterday. So take
So
nothing away from that Arsenal game yesterday. It's just
this
one of
is
those
why I
games.
said. This is why I said that, like, it was for me. As much as it's 2 points, some people might say it's 2 points dropped. But for me, it's 1 point gained. Like, because
Mm,
like I was expecting Newcastle to produce such a performance, like, because they've been that consistent.
mm,
Like, that's why I said Newcastle and Man City are the two sides that I fear the most out of this league, right?
yeah.
Um, and actually, like, I mean, I don't fear Tottenham next week. I just
Mm.
read in the paper that, like, Conte admits that he might have to go. Like, I mean, it could be paper talk, right? But apparently, that's what he's admitted. So there's already
It's actually
like,
it's actually genuine concerns. He might leave
yeah, it's
at the
genuine.
end of the
Yeah,
season.
but like,
He
who
has failed to
cares?
commit himself to the club.
But who cares? It's Tottenham. Who cares?
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, it's Tottenham. Who cares?
No, but again, you don't have to laugh at that scenario. It depends. What if they go into the market and bring in a
Oh,
Pochettino back and
yeah, of
back him
course.
with a lot of funds, or something like
I
that? It
don't
could
think
happen.
Levy.
So
I think Levy's. Look, I don't think Levy would go back with Poch because
you
I
never
think
know.
he's too
There are
he's
no
too
permanent
he's
enemies
too
here.
arrogant. He's too arrogant and too up himself. To he wouldn't his pride wouldn't
Is
admit it.
he more arrogant than an Abramovich for Chelsea that had to bring
Um,
back
Look,
say Mourinho back to
I
the club?
can't answer that. I'd have to
Mm,
get a Chelsea fan to answer that. But
yeah.
Solo, I'll get to you just in a sec on that message, mate. I've put the link in the chat. Right, Arsenal fans obviously can come on. Oh, and
Oh my God! Spurs fans are actually texting me, telling me they're gonna kill us just after this, after this win. Are you
hey,
serious? Oh God!
Tony, like,
Yeah.
I know you don't like, I know you don't like the language, right? But I'm sorry. Turn the fuck off, right? And I'll see you next week.
They're
Tell them
beginning
I'll
to
see you
talk
next
tough.
week. Like, mate, like, you're too busy trying to fight for fourth, bruv. Right? We're on next level shit. Right? We'll always be on next level shit. Right? Because you're Spurs. You are Spurs. You got knocked out by Nottingham Forest, bruv. Right? Nottingham Forest. Right? You, like, they don't concern me whatsoever. Like, and I'm never gonna admit that I'm worried about about Spurs. Like, I'm never gonna admit it. Like,
Mm,
I'm always
yeah.
gonna back him. Big up, Jez. I hope you're doing well, my friend.
Hey, Jess in the building. Jess,
Right.
Jess is here.
How are we doing?
Get
Happy
in
New Year.
there. Jess, you're welcome to the show, man.
Uh,
Yeah, it's good to see you guys. Happy New Year to you all and everybody in the
Happy New
chat.
Year to you,
yeah.
Jess.
Happy
Stephen,
New
how
Year,
you doing?
man. Yeah. Sorry.
I said, Stephen, how you doing, man?
Did sorry.
He
How are
asked you,
you?
how are you doing?
I'm getting there. yeah. I'm gradually getting back
Yeah.
with my mental episodes. Basically, what happened is basically for some reason I was getting ready for bed. Next minute, I'm arguing with apparently, I'm woken up in EMU, the Emergency Medical Unit in Ipswich, because apparently I started arguing with my sister, which usually happens. But then all of a sudden, I couldn't recognise my mum
No.
Oh my God. Sorry
or
about
my
this.
sister. And then, and it's all because when I was discharged from the last time over Christmas, they didn't give me the drug to stop that for a few days when they were supposed to. And what it done, the ammonia level that causes it spiked,
No.
which meant that I couldn't. I would look at you and I would have like, oh,
Right.
Yeah. Sorry about
so
that,
yeah,
Stephen.
very scary. So, but look, they sorted it out. They're gonna bring the ammonia levels coming down. As soon as that's good and they've cleared it, I can go home. So it's no, hopefully no long term damage
Good.
Yeah, yeah,
on the
yeah,
mental side.
yeah.
So yeah,
Hopefully you'll be fine. Stephen,
but
please,
and
there's this point that
anyway,
I didn't finish. Now that Jess is here and is here with you, I just want to say it. There was a
yeah,
problem
because
yesterday. There was a problem yesterday. And the problem
make it
yesterday,
quick.
Stephen,
Sorry,
I'll
Tony,
make it
make
quick.
it.
I'll make it quick. It's just like a
Sorry,
question in a way because Jess
yeah,
is here, you're
because
here.
we've
See,
got to
yeah,
go to the ratings.
true, true. See, yeah, yesterday, yeah, Newcastle had to tap into their bench yesterday. They brought in series of players. They brought in Chris Wood. Sam Maxima was also tapped into yesterday from the bench. Now, Arsenal Football Club, Ateta, only brought in Tomiyasu for a Ben White yesterday. He doesn't believe in that bench. Bereft of ideas with that bench, we couldn't actually use that bench yesterday. So it reeks of one thing. We need signings and we need it immediately. Like, to what extent do you think that not having
Oh,
a
of course.
bench
Well,
yesterday cost a little bit of
well.
a missed 2 points yesterday? Two of you,
Mm,
you and Stephen Fitley.
look, I mean, we'll get into targets and transfer news um, in a minute. Um, I agree that the lack of options was telling. Uh, I mean, we still got some signs coming back from injury, like Smith Rowe, for example. But I think even if we had Smith Rowe on a bench, it wouldn't make much of a difference. To be fair, so hopefully, apparently he's coming back soon. But yeah, I mean, we discussed this last night on the um, review show, and it's in like for me, I'm trying to look at sort of the positive side as that yes, we could have won that game, and he didn't get it right, Arteta, but from at least for me, we kept a clean sheet, for example, and sort of it's if you had said you with where Newcastle are playing that you draw 0-0 at home, I would have probably. I'm not gonna be losing too much sleep over it because they have been that good this season. That's why I always stated that them, and Man City are the two that are looking very consistent and threatening for me. But yeah, right. we got to finish these ratings though. And this Jez, is there something you want to add to
Of
that?
course, Jess has to chime in on that.
Well, yeah. In fact, I see this is that let's put the cards on the table, shall we? Newcastle have the best defence in the fact that they put 11 men behind the ball. They've drawn 8 games
Yeah.
this season. So, no, I don't think they've got the best defence. The fact is, they just flood the defence. And the one thing I'll say about last night's game, Eddie Howe got it right in that he if you noticed, Saka had 3 men in him as soon as he got the ball. Closed him down, end of
Yeah.
he's out of the game. Arteta could have changed that tactic with Zinchenko. Zinchenko maybe is an instruction from Arteta. He comes out from left back, goes straight into midfield, which left the left back position exposed. Now we know Zinchenko can play midfield. If that had been me,
Yep.
with the ridiculous substitution of a right back for a right back, with White going off and Tomiyasu coming on, made absolutely no difference to the game at all, because we know that Tomiyasu does not overlap Saka enough. We know that Martinelli and Saka feed off overlaps. If that had been me, I'd have taken out Odegaard. I don't think he did a lot at all yesterday. I'd have stuck Zinchenko in midfield. I'd have moved Xhaka to where Odegaard would play, put Zinchenko there, left mid, brought on Tierney. Tierney overlaps. Now, if Tierney's overlapping down that left wing, that means that a defender's got to come out to challenge. That means Martinelli gets more space. Because every time Martinelli and Saka got the ball, they had 3 players on them. No chance. No
Absolutely.
chance.
I mean, he knew the threats.
Yeah, I've got to say that Eddie Howe got that bang on. But all day today, I've seen people saying Newcastle, great defence, great defence. No, they're not a great defence. Look at the games they've played where they've got a draw, right? They've flooded their defence. The first 20 minutes of that game yesterday, Arsenal were all over them. And they suddenly thought, hang on, there's no chance we're going to win this game or get away with a point if we continually play like this. So they went deep. They just went into their shells. They just went everybody back and they got the result they wanted. They came for a draw. They knew they weren't going to come to the Emirates with Arsenal's current form and get away with a win.
Yeah, but again, Jess, yeah, Newcastle have the best defensive record in the Premiership. They've only conceded 11 goals this season.
Yes,
Better than Man City, better than Arsenal
they're
at the
bored.
summit of the table. So we cannot kind of like just throw away their defensive record this season.
And see, look at it, right? They've played 2 games more than us, right? And you can't claim they've got. I'll go with you on this one. They've got the best defensive record, but they are a boring team.
True.
They've got 11 men behind the ball yesterday. So I'm sorry. The fact that any team that does that will have the best defensive record, but it's bloody boring football to watch.
I mean, yeah,
Agree.
I hear both your points, and we could debate this for so much longer, but we've got to get these ratings done. So I've done up to Saliba, up to Gabriel. I'm gonna give Tony. I'm gonna just like quick fire ratings right? I'm gonna give you let's give you Thomas Partey. Mate, he's
Thomas
what
Partey.
for how he's played this season is just the rating.
Do you mean this season or in the
Yeah,
match
the
yesterday?
so far, look, so far this season,
Oh, so
just for
far
a
this
rating.
season, of course, he's been one of our best players. He's in he's in the contention for that. I'll just give him at least let me say 7.5. He's been that good. He's been that
A
good.
7 or 8.
Eight. A higher 8 is
So,
okay.
all right,
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna give Granit Xhaka to you, Jez.
Granit Xhaka, couldn't stand the player, but now I have to be honest, he's totally transformed his game,
Yep.
and he's been an absolute class this season. I don't think he was great last night, but that happens. So for me, Granit Xhaka, for the pure fact that what he's contributed to the team, I'll give him a 9.
Yeah.
Ooh, a nine.
Do you
A
know what?
nine.
Yeah. No. Do you know what? I
Ooh.
completely agree.
Wow.
I personally don't like the guy. He never apologized to the fans for a start, so you thought he was bigger than that.
Yeah, but guys,
But
I'm sorry. Would you
but
give Thomas Partey an 8? I gave Thomas Partey an 8. Would you say Zaka's
yeah,
season has been bigger
yeah,
than
I give,
Thomas Partey?
yeah, I think he's been more, he's been more influential. I think they're both. I think for me, Xhaka's edged it a little bit, like because start of the
How many
season, if
goals
you
has
said
Partey scored?
if if you said at the start of the season Xhaka would be this good, like I would be asking what you watching, like because and I don't personally like the guy, but I don't have to like him, right, to praise him, right, and at the moment, right, he's transformed, like Jay said, transformed his game. And do you know what I've noticed as well? His discipline. His discipline has improved massively. Even games where he's constantly getting fouled, and he doesn't react, right? And that's a big thing because we always got frustrated with Xhaka doing this undisciplined thing in a game.
Yeah.
So that's why for me I'd give him a 9 as well.
Wow, that's cool. But again, you have to remember, in the only match that Arsenal have lost this season, Thomas
Yeah,
Partey wasn't there, and we lost that match. Xhaka was there, but we lost that match. We
well,
need to kind of like corroborate these two together, and just I don't know.
I
I
look,
just think we should be very careful
I
with that Xhaka. With that Xhaka, let's be very careful with it.
right. Anyway, this crack on
Yeah.
with Odegaard. Odegaard for me at the start of the season was missing in some games, and I was very critical of that. For me now, he's he's been one of the best midfielders in the league so far this season. And he's now starting to show why Arteta trusts him. So for me, I would give him an 8. For me,
Agree with that.
what?
I'd agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
By the way, once these play ratings are done, anyone else that wants to come on, doesn't matter who, what fan you are, do come on and contribute. 5, 6 years of garbage, yeah. Look, I get your point, Khan, but we're just gonna leave that behind and just focus on this season. For now, and at the moment, you gotta give him his due. It's been our best and most consistent player this season. And Xhaka has shown leadership on the field as well. Yeah, exactly. I was still making captain though, but he definitely. I'm sorry that you do that to the captain's armband, you don't get it back. So, Martinelli. Well, actually, no,
Oh.
Saka. Sorry, I'm gonna go with Saka first. Tony, what do you make of Saka? What are you
Oh,
gonna say?
Saka, amazing player this season. You know, when he first started this season, he was getting a lot of stick. Of course, I just told people that it was just an hangover. He would get good, and that's what we're seeing. But again, yeah, I just really want his contract situation to be sorted out because, in as
Yeah,
much as yeah,
we can talk about that later
yeah,
on in the
I'm
show.
not going into it, but I'm coming, man. Let me just finish it up.
Yeah. Sorry, go on. Sorry.
In as much as he's a young kid, this type of things affect the performances of people like this. He's a young kid, so we need to settle all that contract situation. But you know what? Yeah, I would give him I'll give him an 8.5.
So 8 or 9.
I-
Go 9. Go on.
I'll give him 9.
Go on.
I'll give him 9.
I'll
I would
give him
have
9.
loved an 8.5, but I'll give him 9.
Yeah, there'd be too many rows if I did 0.5s. I'm gonna give Jesus to you, Jez.
Jesus
Oof.
came in, fireball, started like unbelievable, dropped off. Sadly, he's got injured at the World Cup, which is a great shame. It's a great loss for Arsenal. He has made a fundamental difference in the way Arsenal's attack works. He's a menace.
Exactly.
He's an absolute menace to defences. He drags defenders out of positions that gives the chances to, we've seen it, Saka, Xhaka, Martinelli, to name
Me,
but a few.
Odegaard.
Yeah, Odegaard, absolutely quite correct. Yeah, he's going to get me. For me, I'm going to give him a 9. I think he's been very influential.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna give him a 9. I'll agree with that. He's been absolutely a breath of fresh air for this club.
Yeah.
And what Zinchenko and Jesus have done is introduce a winning mentality in that side that they don't give in. Fulham game was a prime example where if it was last season we would have lost or drawn that game.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
now, like he's that winning mentality, it affects the whole group, and you can now see that they're hungry to win every single game they play, right? Whether it's the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, Europa League, or Premier League, they want to win every single game. Anthony, how are you doing, my friend?
Not too bad. Not too bad. You all right,
Anthony,
mate?
nice to see you.
Yeah,
Nice to
nice
see
to see you
you.
as well, Tony. You all right,
Yeah.
mate?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm happy I saw
Right.
Jess today on the show, and
Yeah.
you too.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, I've been having bloody technical problems all bloody night. I can't get on nothing.
Nah. It's where you live, mate.
Yeah.
oh,
Bristol.
Yeah. I know.
Martinelli. I'm gonna give my guy Martinelli. For me, has just been the guy is on fire. Right, the guy is on fire. I'm giving him a 10.
Yeah.
I'm giving him a 10. He's I can't really fault him. He's faultless
10.
at the minute. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry that maybe it's me being a bit biased towards Martinelli, but him and Saliba, like for me, have been absolutely out of this world. I'm gonna go to some of the backbenchers now. So Vieira, Anthony, Herbert, the Portuguese Luca. What do you make of him?
I know he does look like Luca. He's,
Yeah, I know.
trouble is though, you got to think. £35 million buy. He hasn't played a lot of games. He's finding it hard to get in the team. I don't know why. And he scored that one good goal against I think it was Brentford or Bournemouth, wasn't it? It was one of them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I might be a bit biased on this one, but just give him a 5, Stephen. I don't know where to put him. It won't be anywhere 6, 7, 8,
I
9, or
would
10. It'd be 5 or down.
I would say 6, to be fair.
Would you?
I'll go with Anthony Herbert. I do agree with you. It's a 5. It's
Yeah.
a 5.
Yeah.
For me, I don't know personally. I think it's a 5 because he hasn't really
All
played
right.
this season. So I
We
think
didn't know
5.
really what he's
Well,
capable.
all right. Okay. We'll go 5. Right. Eddie and Ketia. This is gonna be interesting. Tony, I'll give you.
I think should go to
Eddie.
Jez. I think should go to Jez. I did
Jez.
one. Yeah, I should go to Jez.
Yeah, Jez, go on. Yeah, oh, go on.
Eddie Nketiah. Sorry, guys. Not good enough at Arsenal. Proved it again. He's had a couple of decent games on the bounce against Brighton and West Ham. But no, I'm sorry, guys. This guy is just not Arsenal standard.
Yeah.
He should never have ever given that contract in for 100 grand. I think Arteta realises that now. I do.
Yeah.
No, he's just not going to make it at Arsenal.
No.
Sorry, no. I will give him 5 for effort, but not for me, man. Not for me.
Okay, 5.
Well, it makes
I
you
was
think
expecting
why
probably
Eddie Nketiah is on 100 grand. How much is Saka on? Because there's
not
talk of
even.
his
I don't
contract
think.
at one time.
Yeah.
He's on 80 grand.
I think Saka is on 120 or so.
Look, we'll get to that another time. I'm gonna go with the Conga Tony.
See, yeah, I'm all up for youth, right? But every time we've called up on Lokonga, he has been disappointing this season. Let's
Yeah.
be very frank. I advocate for youth in the team, but youth that can be able to, add lots of quality, into the team. And I'm sorry, Lokonga hasn't. I'm not saying doesn't have the skills or doesn't have the skill set, but I'm just saying he hasn't realized it yet. He needs a couple of loan moves to go develop his football.
Yeah.
And we can even use him to even attract bigger players like Milinkovic Savic from Lazio. I would let go of him. You know what? I would just give him. You know what? Yeah, because Edin Ketia has actually scored some goals this season. He has actually helped us in a way. At least with those 2 goals, he even with the 2 goals he scored against West Ham, and Brighton. You know what? Yeah, I would give Lokonga personally. I'll give him a 4, and I would give Nketiah personally a 6, just because of some of those goals he scored. He scored 7 straight goals in 7 starts for Arsenal.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I'll just give him probably maybe a 6 and Lokonga a 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to. There's not much else to be fair, is there? There's you
El
could
Neni?
ask El Neni. He played a few games. Did a solid job, to be fair, in those games. And he's not Arsenal standard, but like it's bang average for me because
Yeah, that's
he
right.
hasn't really had the game time for me.
Yeah.
Marquinhos, I'll go with you, Anthony Herbert.
Marquinhos.
Hmm?
I think we've only seen him in 1 game, haven't we?
Think so.
Bloody hell.
No, he's also played Europa League also. He's played a couple of Europa League games.
Couple of Europa League games as well, yeah. to be honest with you, I suppose in one way he does. Obviously, a young player. He's fast. He's quick. I suppose he's got talent there, which obviously that'll improve if he gets older and gets more game time.
Mhm.
Personally, I can't see it. The way how I see this one, I think is like an Arsene
Um,
Wenger buy. I think we bought him in for what, £1 million, if that, and I think we'll sell him to. It's to make money on this player. I think we'll get more
like,
money than what we paid for him. So I think I don't know. I think I'll have to give him something like a 3, Stephen, because it's hard to think of what he's done in games.
well, to be fair, like, if he's not, like, I, the thing for me, like, if you're giving him a 3, he must have played badly. I don't think he played badly
No,
in
I
the
mean
games he has played in.
but we
For
don't know
me,
nothing much of these players, so you'd have to give
I
him
would
round about
say, I would
what, a
say a
4
4.
or 5.
But again, has he gotten
Yeah,
enough game time this season? That's another thing.
Yeah,
Because if you don't
this,
have
yeah.
any material to grade him upon, how can you score him?
um,
And that's a big problem.
okay, yeah, so I'll give him a 4, like, for me. I'd say a 4. I'm gonna go quickly to some of the comments. Big up, gents. Big up, Ananatic. Hope you're doing well. Matt, yeah, we'll get to him, Bargav, don't worry. Glad to see you back, Stephen. Hope you're doing better. I'm okay, man. Like, still in the hospital. Well, I got out and then back in again, but it's okay. It's all good. But we're gonna go to we've got Matt Turner. I think Matt
It should be
Turner
it should
is
be for
played in Europa League.
Jets. I think that should go for Jets.
Yeah,
It's
for,
Jets' turn now, yeah.
yeah. Go on, Jez.
Matt Turner. What we've seen of him, I have to say, in the first game I watched him against whoever it was in pre-season friendly.
Zurich?
No, pre-season friendly.
No.
He looked bloody awful. But fair play to the fella. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's ever going to be brilliant at Arsenal. The times I've seen him in the Europa League and a couple of games he's played, he looks okay. I won't knock him. I just don't think he's the level he's going to make at Arsenal.
Oh, of course.
But I'll
But there's
give him
always
a
going to be. Yeah, I think for me, I'd say he's done decently in the Europa League, but like Matt Turner, he's never going to be like. Sorry, give me a minute.
Sorry,
Give me a
man.
minute.
He's
Sorry,
never
man.
going to be, a Petr Cech. Sorry, not a Petr Cech. He's
No,
never going to be,
but
a top level keeper in the Premier League.
Bargav,
He'll do a job.
no.
He'll do a job. No, he's never going to be Emiliano Martinez. No chance.
No chance. But there's
He's
always going to be that list. There's always there's always going to be that little bit of a drop off in the second keeper, in a sense.
But again, when he doesn't have lots of when he doesn't have appearances, how can we grade that? Because we don't have enough statistics and analysis on his performances.
Hang on, Tony. First, he's done decently in the Europa League games.
In the Europa League, yeah.
he's
Right,
not enough in the Premier League. Would you want to see him? Would you want to see him up against Man City, Liverpool, Man United?
Well, of course not.
No.
Of course not.
So
there's always going to be,
that's
as like I said.
standard. That says he's not the standard to be at Arsenal. Sorry, it is what it is. Yeah, okay, he's pretty good enough to play in the Carrier Bag Cup, which, by the way, we're out of, which he played in, and we lost 1-0 to Brighton. So that sums it all up, I'm afraid. Nice.
Do you think you're playing goal against Oxford in the FA Cup?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think it will be Ramsdale.
Nah, I think he will. To be fair,
Well,
but
if
we're
he
gonna
does,
look ahead. We're gonna look ahead to those games in a minute. So,
if
uh,
if I'm sorry, if Arteta puts him in the third round of the FA Cup, a trophy that Arsenal have the greatest history of winning
yeah,
in FA Cup history, then that guy will prove it once again to me he's an absolute prick because we have to go out with a full team against Oxford.
well,
Yeah,
there you go.
they are gonna come for us. So we need to
Yeah,
go.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Um.
again, there's been a drop off in Ramsdale's performances for some time. I just think that
Well,
he needs a little bit of a push, a little bit. And of course, the market is open now. Can we buy a new goalkeeper? I doubt it
no,
now. But we
no,
need to see
Tony,
Turner in some games to at least
Tony,
give
we're not gonna
Ramsdale a
buy a
little
new
bit of a
keeper.
push.
I'm sorry, we're not gonna buy another keeper now. Like that.
Then I think we should
Like,
revisit it in the summer.
there's bigger defense. There's bigger problems Arsenal need to fill by this January than
I
another
did not say we
goalkeeper.
should go buy right now. But you have to listen to my vocabulary and how I put my statement. I said it would be good for us to do that. Uh, in the transfer
The
window is
time to
open,
come.
but of course we can revisit it in the summer because
Yeah.
right now you have to agree with me. Ramsdale needs a little bit of a push down there. Of course, it is one of. Of course, he's been a great keeper this season, but I still do think he needs competition
Um.
because he has been at the back end
Yeah.
of a little bit of lack of
The
concentration in some games. You just need a
the
little bit of a tweak, a little bit of a push. Is Matona the guy to do that? I don't really think so. But I've not even seen enough data of him to actually criticize him right now. So
look
but we
look
do need someone who can come in and give him a push.
Well, of course, yeah, and that'll happen in time, I believe. Smith, I don't know whether we should mark Smith Rowe. He's been out most of the season, so I'm not going to mark him. Um, the others,
But he's played a couple of times this season. I
yeah,
think at the
but
start of the season.
come on, it was the start of the season and he's missed half the season, so it'd be unfair
Yeah.
to rate him, and it'd be unfair to rate the others. To be fair. As
Yeah.
well because they haven't got a look in. So Arteta, right? And we're gonna go through each person, right? Just a quick fire rating. Tony, what rating would you give the manager?
You know what? Yeah, he's top of the league. He's top of the league. Um, he's top of the league. I would have gone with a 9 for him, but again, he's still a new manager. He's still trying to hone his skills. But I won't go with a 9 for him. I'll just give him an 8.5, a decent one, because there are some games that I felt that he should have, tweak a little bit the tactics a little bit, But apart from that, coming from last season, seeing where we were last season, and coming up now, there's been a
Yeah.
big change. He's top of the league. He has done quite well, more than what many people have been were expecting this season. So
What's the
I'll give him an
rating?
8.5. He's been okay this season. An 8.5 is a decent score
Right.
for him. Yeah, I wouldn't say perfection, but I'll just say 8.5 is a more decent one for him.
8 or 9.
I will lean
8 or
towards
9.
9. I'll lean to because, of course, let's see, being top of the league,
All right.
leading by 7 points, it's no joke.
Okay. All right. Anthony Herbert. Quick
Like,
fire rating. Quick. And your reason. A quick reason for
a
your
quick
rating.
reason. Well, to be honest with you, Steve, when he first come in, you know my opinions on Arteta first of all, didn't you?
Oh yeah, of course.
That he wasn't the man, and that I wasn't happy with him coming into the squad. Being a manager.
Mm.
I think what he's done this season, you can't fault him what he's done this season. You've got to give the guy at least a little bit of credit because we're top of the Premier League. But I'm gonna go. You know what? I think I might go lower than Tony because I think I want the league and Europa League this season. So I am, but we haven't got there not yet. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to
Fuck
give
me.
Arteta to me. I think I'll give him. Do I give him a 7?
Base it on just this half of the season,
All right, this season I'll have to give him.
right?
I'll just go below Tony. I'll give him an 8.
You give him an 8. Okay.
I'll give Arteta an 8.
Jez.
Yeah,
All right.
purely
Jez,
based.
your reason for your rating.
Okay, purely based on this season.
Yeah.
We're top of the league,
Mhm.
yeah, but we have to take
Yeah.
into account a certain amount of factors, right? He got the tactics wrong at
Yeah.
Southampton. We drew. He totally cocked it up
Yep.
when we were on top at Man United, and he got it totally wrong last night.
Yep.
So that shows to me his inflexibility
Yep.
to mix it up. Now, I know people are going to say, oh, well, we haven't got the depth of squad. No, we haven't, and I agree. But he does have players there which he could trust and bring in and mix it up. He could have done it last night. He could have done it.
Yeah.
He made the worst decision of a manager, a right back for a right back, right? When we actually need to score a goal. And you
It's like you run out of ideas.
and bring on Tomiyasu. Okay, I if Ben White's getting tired and he's starting to blow a bit, fair play. Bring on a right back. But in that game, you could see it was going nowhere for 30 minutes. So you need to change it. He did the same against Southampton.
Mm-hmm.
He did the same when we were on top of our game at Man United. Totally cocked it up. We lost the game. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Look at what happened in the Carabao Cup against Brighton.
Yep.
Shocking decisions. Shocking. So sorry, Mr. Arteta.
Yeah.
Much as I have
Yeah.
praised you all season because of what you have achieved and what you've done, you are only going to get a 7.
Okay. I'm gonna give mine. If people told me we'd be where we are at the start of the season, I would bite their hands off. And that, absolutely. I know the job's not done. I know the job's not done. Right, we've got a long way to go. But if I'm basing it on this first half of the season, the fact that he's not even Wenger can do a run that Arteta's managed to do this season, for me, I'd have to give him I'd have to be a match with Tony. I'd have to go 9 for me.
Yeah.
For me,
I think it's just only fair we give that to him.
And the thing as well, yes, there are some games he has cocked up in, but then every manager will do that in a season. But also, it's not just that, it's the unity that I see with Arsenal now. It's not so much hostile of old, which like was always really that upset me a lot, with the division between the Arsenal fan base. So to be able to get the majority on side and believing in his team, plus with some of the football we've played this season, that's for me. That's why I have to give him a 9 for me. But everyone's different. No one's gonna. Everyone's different.
Yeah, I totally agree. Jess brought out some very big points here, and that's why I didn't want to put it in a very perfect.
Yeah.
I didn't want to paint a perfect picture of the whole thing. I wanted to give him an 8.5, but you didn't have that on the scale. So I clearly understand where everyone is coming from.
Guys.
Look, I'm gonna go 8 for everyone. I'll put 8 on here.
Yeah, I think it's just
What are you guys going to say at the end of the
in
season
between the two.
if he doesn't win anything? We
I'll
haven't
be
won
pissed.
anything yet. We haven't won anything.
I know. I know. And I have taken that into account.
Well, I'll have to go lower.
The
I give him an 8,
prizes.
but if he don't win anything, I'll have to go lower than an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously. And I know the.
for me, you know what? Yeah,
Tony, hang on.
It should be time for him to go if he doesn't produce.
So,
I've said that before. It should be time for him to go if he doesn't produce a title this season. He has to.
Sorry, give me a sec.
Sorry.
He's in prime position now, and if he doesn't deliver, and also if Edu doesn't deliver,
of course,
he has to go.
He can't get this far into a title race and then completely win nothing out of it.
Exactly. That's what I'm looking at right now.
That's what I totally agree on that one.
Yeah.
I think the key is the transfer window.
The only reason
That's the
I've
key.
given him a 9 is for the reasons I said. It's just based on what I've seen this season, and like if he doesn't win anything, I'm quite agree with Jez. Right, he has to go. Right.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
As for me, I've been very consistent with this. I've said it on my show and everywhere I go to.
Yeah,
if he doesn't win a title this season, he can go. I've backed him up in lots of places. Jez knows about this. Anthony Herbert knows about this, and I'm not flip flopping on this. If he doesn't produce a title this season, I've given him up to the season for a reason, because I personally do believe that it would be very unfair to put pressure on him because of what he came to me, the mess he came to me at Arsenal Football Club. That's why I'm giving him up to the season. Good. If he doesn't produce the goods this season, he doesn't win an Europa League Cup this season, if he doesn't produce the title, I'm not talking of top 4, because I don't believe in that top 4 narrative. I believe in winning the league. If he doesn't win the league this season, and if he doesn't win the Europa this season, I'm not talking of the FA Cup. He needs to win that title. If he doesn't, it's time to go. I'm sorry, it's time to go.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm happy with him. If he doesn't deliver the title, it's time to go.
Right. Right, we've got to move on, because I said I'll cover other stuff as well. We won't be spending too much longer on it. We'll run it up to about 2 hours, and then that will be it. Right, the latest news transfers. Right, from as far as I've heard so far, the Mudryk deal looks to be in its final stages. As far as I'm aware, let me have a look.
There's been a setback.
Transfer news. Get rid of
There's been a setback in that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chelsea's gone in for.
I'm going to end the poll.
Yeah, Chelsea are trying to gazum the deal, actually.
84%. 84% say we are genuine title contenders. Compared to the 16s, no. Second bid for Mudryk has set to be rejected as Chelsea join the race. So great. I still think we'll get him.
He wants to go
I still think we'll get him.
Stephen, he's agreed terms.
Yeah. Sky Sports.
He's an Arsenal fan. He wants to play at Emirates. So it's just a matter of getting it over the line now.
Exactly. And I'm just reading here from Sky is that he's agreed. Now, the striking option. There's obviously major news about João Felix being the player we're looking at. I don't mind that as long as we're also. I don't mind that if we're gonna go and buy. If we're not gonna go buy someone like an Ivan Toney, right? I know, like it's in the middle of the season, right? But if you offered 70 mil to Brentford, or 50, 60 mil, whatever they're asking for, I don't think they would turn that down, and I do feel because I don't think they'll turn that down, and they can easily get another striker for 50, 60 mil.
He's going to end up in prison soon.
Oh, is he?
Well, look,
Is that serious?
Well, he's been done for all the gambling, hasn't he?
Gambling.
Oh fuck! Then João Felix looks like
So why would you want to buy
option.
a player? Why would you want to buy a player from Brentford for £40 million when he's every chance he's going to end up in clink because he's got?
I didn't know. I didn't know.
900 offences of gambling, and so that's going to raise its ugly head very soon. So I'd wash him aside. Even Brentford fans, even Brentford fans that come in my chat are saying, buy him, buy him, buy him. They want him out.
Yeah.
They know
he's
trouble.
I hear you on that. So like I'll count. João Felix. If we the talk of a loan deal to start, and then with hopefully an option to buy, that would be a sweet deal for Arsenal. It might be a little bit expensive being on loan for 6 months, but if he turns up and delivers, like where Jesus has been delivering as well, I don't see why then at the end of the season we can try and get him as an option to buy with like maybe a discount off the price, like because I do like João Felix a lot, but then again, who's that other Portuguese guy who scored 3 goals in the World Cup? Gonçalo Ramos. Like he looks a talent, not just because he scored 3 goals. Like what he was doing off the ball and his movement, like he's a very good. Looks like a very good option, and fits the age bracket as well. But for me, like Mudryk needs to get done, right? And I believe it will. We also
Stephen, please, I would like to come in here because I wasn't given a chance to talk about that Modric deal because I follow all these things quite closely, so I have knowledge in these things. Yeah, see, you've almost given that deal to be finished, but it's not. It's actually quite tough right now. The negotiators from Shakhtar Donetsk have grown very, very infuriated with Arsenal's haggling with the price, haggling and tinkering with the price. Chelsea have already come into the fray. Todd Bowley has already told them he's going to give a blank check to match whatever Arsenal is going to be presenting in that deal. So, you know what, yeah? It's time for Arsenal to just say, you know what, yeah? We're serious about Modric. Let's pay the goddamn price. We've been linked with this guy for the past 3 months. We need to go into that market and get him. Please, if I'm speaking nonsense, you guys can please let me know. You should have a transfer plan and go for it till the end and finish it up in the first week. Look at Liverpool, Cody Gakpo, link with them 1 week, finish, done, finish, in the back.
Tony, I completely agree. I completely agree with you. We should be just getting it done now, right? but there's still other options that we need to look at.
It should
I
have been
want
here
right.
January 1st, Stephen Fitley.
First
January
Tony.
1st, it should have been here.
Hang on. First Tony, then Anthony, then Jez. Give me your one option for a DM. Right, start with Tony.
See, that's why I told you that we have a so-called guy in the middle of the park, a young guy that I do like, that we could use to get the dream central defensive midfielder, or Cam, that's a central midfielder that we can use at Arsenal Football Club. He goes by the name. It goes by the name of Milinkovic Savic. He plays for Lazio. He's rejected advances from many other clubs. He's rejected a new deal from FC Lazio, of course. And right now, he has told his agents, go get me that Arsenal deal. But Arsenal haven't actually approached FC Lazio for this guy yet. There's lots of talk, but no action yet. We need to get him. We can give in a Lokonga and get in Milinkovic Savic in return and reduce the price tag that's up for him.
I mean, obviously, we'll see how that pans out. And Anthony, give me your one DM.
I'm going to make this short and sweet. I'm going to go for, and I put it in the chat, which Jez is in. I'm going to go for McAllister from Brighton, Argentina international. He's won the World Cup, and he played every game in that World Cup as well.
Yeah,
and we could rotate between Partey and Xhaka.
I tell you what, that is a great shout. I saw him in that World Cup final. He was quality.
Yeah.
Jez, give me yours.
We're not going to get him. McAllister, I'll go with you, Anthony, on that one. All day long. We're not going to get him. Brighton aren't going to let him go.
No.
He's going to be quite happy to stay at Brighton. He's in his comfort zone. World Cup winner. More than happy. So that ain't going to happen. Maybe in the summer. Maybe. Not now. It's not going to happen. But the thing is, Stephen, we've got bigger fish to fry, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You know?
We need a striker. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's our priority. We need a striker.
True.
We can't rely.
Exactly.
I'm not interested in looking at right backs, left backs, goalkeepers. If we're going to seriously challenge for this league, we need a quality striker. Because let's get it right.
No.
Let's get it right. Jesus is injured, possibly back in training end of February. He won't be playing anytime soon before April. Season's damn near over. So that ain't going to happen. So we need to be going out there and stop piss-arsing about, because this is always the Arsenal way. Arsenal like to try and get the last half penny out of any. If Cronkies, Edu, and that crew are serious, they will sit down with the agent, with the club, and just say, "How much you want?"
It's simple.
65
it's
million.
simple.
Exactly.
Exactly.
David,
it's simple.
It's exactly.
Do what Chelsea do what Man United do what Man City do.
Do what Liverpool did for the Gapco.
Just do it. Don't piss arse around. Just do the damage. But Arsenal, no.
Look,
Arsenal like to negotiate, haggle.
Jez, to be fair,
lose out so many times.
I agree, Jez. I agree. Hey, Steve, are you okay? Stephen, are you all right?
It's just pain of my chest. It's just painful. They're giving me another painkiller, so don't worry. Right. First of all, Man United do the same as us now. Right, they do the same as us now, which is haggle. Right, they're doing it as well. Second of all, power.
So sorry, where did they do this? Where? I'm sorry, where? They wanted Anthony. They paid the money for him.
No, they've done it in the past. They have done it in the past. Like the Sancho.
Okay.
Remember the Sancho deal?
But they got Sancho.
Yeah, but like it took them 2 seasons to finally get it done. But look, and anyway, right? Look, either way is the and by the way, everyone, there's a link in the chat. If you want to come on, have you say, please do. More than welcome to. I will also just say this is that with
No,
for
Matthew
me,
Bassett in the chat.
if I'm not gonna go for any of those options, the other guy I would look, apart from McAllister, it was, and when they got knocked out in the quarterfinals, I don't think this guy had a bad game, to be fair. Like, so I'd say who was the Paqueta.
Paqueta already has a long-term deal with West Ham United. There's no, he won't be leaving there anytime soon. Actually, we had the chance. That's why when I see a comment from here from Matthew Bassett where he says we don't haggle with skint. I'm sorry, man. We do haggle. I follow these things. We do haggle with the prizes. You know. See, if it's me, I would go for a James Maddison, who would ensure we have goals this season. Has Premiership experience in the middle of the park. I would go for him rather than McAllister because, of course, look at that Brighton team. Look at Cucurella is struggling on a Chelsea shirt. Look at Bissouma is struggling in the middle of the park in a Tottenham Hotspur team that he has stars surrounding him. So I'll be very careful in dipping into that well from Brighton. Yeah. Somehow it just looks like it's going to be an accident when it happens. But I'll go for a more conservative one, a Milinkovic-Savic or a James Maddison, who would also ensure goals will come at the end of the day.
Tony, my mind is blown.
Right. First, look. Before we go any further, big up Steve, one of the members as well. I hope you're doing well, my friend.
Thanks for having me on. How is everyone?
Fine.
Good.
We're all good, man. We're all good.
Nice.
All good, Steve.
Right. Right. So, sorry. Let me just think. I want to move on. Right. We've looked at targets, and there'll be more news coming out, and we'll do shows for them. In the coming days, hopefully get some good guests on to give us some lowdown on transfers. But I want to move on quickly to the last 2 games. Last 2 games. Jez, what do you think about the North London derby? Are you worried, or are you like how's your feelings going into that game?
Well, after tonight's result, Spurs bashing up Palace 4-0. That's a worry, but it is Palace. They're so unpredictable. No, I'm confident. I think we can get down the lane. My only concern is we don't go there with the attitude we had last season when we got absolutely piped. We need to go there and be confident. That is why I'm saying to you guys that we need to go to Oxford with a full positive outlook, a full positive team to get back on track, get back into our winning mentality, especially in the FA Cup, because let's be honest, Arteta hasn't done very well in the FA Cup since he fluked it with not his own team, it was Emery's team. And let's get it right, we fluked it. We fluked that. Sheffield United were basically robbed of 2 goals. Chelsea lost their best player on the day to an injury, and we got away with it. So we robbed Man City in the semi-final. So I'm sorry, Mr. Arteta, you need to up your game, because last year in the 3rd round at Nottingham Forest was bloody embarrassing. One of the worst games of football for Arsenal I've ever witnessed. So let's get out there. Let's get back on track. Let's get out with a full team against Oxford. Let's absolutely beat the crap out of them. Give yourselves back some confidence after last night and go to Tottenham and scare the crap out of them and beat them.
Fair enough. I think you're on mute, Stephen.
You're on mute. Stephen, you're on mute.
Yeah,
Hey.
sorry. Steve, what do you make?
Yeah, from a neutral.
The games, the next 2 games.
Yeah, for Arsenal. Okay, so what you
The
got?
next 2, yeah.
It's your next game.
We've got Oxford, and then
Oxford.
and then we've got Tottenham.
Yeah, so I think it'll probably be, I don't know, 4-1 Arsenal in the Oxford match. Actually not. Well, yeah, 4-1, something like that. And then I said this when you guys, when Jez was live with Lee and Gracie and all them guys, Kenny, Ken, Anthony, and all of them, and Prince Fat also the other one. I said 3-0, and obviously that was before the Tottenham game. I am going to stick by it, though, because I can imagine what Arteta is going to try to do. He's going to try to get the guys fired up and pretty pissed off about what happened last game. You know, you didn't finish your chances. Yeah, the refs may have screwed us over, whatever. Let's forget that, because you guys did not finish your chances. Some of them were more difficult than others, right? So let's not do this in a game against, you know, in a huge derby match. Let's not do that, because we're trying to win a goddamn Premier League here, right? So that's what I think maybe, you know, Arteta could go with as some sort of motivational stool. Basically be like, get them pissed off and just, you know, go out there and be like, we need to right the wrongs of what happened against Newcastle. I definitely think you guys are just a far better side than Tottenham. I wasn't impressed with Spurs tonight. I wasn't. They scored 4 goals, great, but they weren't dominating, in my opinion. In certain, they're just too. And even if I was impressed, like I was like, wow, that was amazing. It was a good performance. Yeah, they won 4-0, good scoreline. They're too inconsistent. They're not going to beat you guys 4-0.
Yeah.
So there's not consistency right there. They're not going to beat the opponent after they play 4-0 or 3-0 or whatever. They're not going to, because there's going to be a drop-off. If they concede first, then it's just the same pattern that they have been consistent in, which is giving up the first goal in every single game for, 10 straight games in a row, 2+ goals conceded also in that run. I just think, and I also think maybe there could be some, you know, some false confidence.
Excuse me 1 minute.
Oh, sorry. Oh, are you? Is he saying? Oh,
All I want to know is,
go on.
you're having a disco party there on your own. Where's our invite?
I mean, it's over in the U.S. You can fly over whenever you'd like, but
That's right. But
I figured the cost of living. I figured the cost of living crisis would kind of get in the way of any United States freaking bar parties with Steve. But anyways, yeah. So no, but I you know what? It is pretty bold. It is bold and gutsy saying 3-0 Arsenal, but. Remember your last away performance? It was to Brighton, and I thought it would be a very close competition. And I actually think Brighton I think they have, offensively for sure. They impressed me more consistently with the style of their play, whether it's De Zerbi or it's Potter. So, and then you went over to the Amex and you destroyed them. They almost came back and made it, a 4-4, like ironically what the Newcastle 4-4s and whatnot. I just think you guys will get an early goal. Here's how I think. All right, I'll justify the 3-0 by what I think will happen. I think you'll get a goal in the first 10 minutes. That's going to shut the crowd right up. It's going to shut them up. And then you can get a second. And then at the dying end, you'll get a third. When they keep trying to push and push and push, and Kane is going to drop back and try to create. I think you guys have what it takes to stifle Tottenham. And I don't think Tottenham have what it takes to stifle you. Because remember, Newcastle's defense, I know we can debate how good it is, but I would assume we could all agree round table that Newcastle is infinitely superior defensively compared to Spurs.
Well, there is going to be goals in the game. My prediction is 2-1, but personally, I think in that game and the players we're going to play, seriously, it's going to be all eyes on Eddie Nketiah in that game. Personally, I think it is.
So,
Absolutely.
And he's got to step up to the plate. And if he don't...
before...
Sure.
I'd love to carry on, but I can't carry on the show anymore.
Fair play, man.
That's all right, Steve.
Yeah,
I hope you feel better soon, man.
I hope you feel better soon,
I'm sorry,
Stephen.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Okay,
guys, but yeah,
We carry
I'd
on.
love to chat more. But,
You went live for what, 2 hours? That ain't bad.
Yeah, look after yourself, man.
Yeah, that's right, Stephen. You
I
look
said
after
to
yourself,
everyone,
yeah?
Look, I
Right.
tell you what, we'll definitely go through. We'll do another show, probably a general football one, a hot off the press show, and we'll also do another Arsenal gossip column before the North London derby, so every Arsenal fan can have their say as well on that. Before we go, though, I want everyone to give me their initial prediction for Oxford United and then Tottenham. Start with Tony. Quick predictions for those two games.
See, we're going to be. See, it's going to be a routine win against Oxford United. That's my prediction. We're going to beat them maybe like
Nothing's routine about the FA Cup.
good and okay, but of course, Oxford United. If we cannot be beating Oxford United, then what are we?
We are serious.
Why are we still playing football? Right now. So I'll just say 3-0 for that Oxford one. That Tottenham Hotspur game. You know what? I would have really loved to go in depth into it, but of course, I don't have that time. But remember, Tottenham Hotspurs have conceded 25 times this season, in as much as 17 games this season. Mind you, they've won.
Okay.
I think they've won kind of just 2 matches in 5 games. They lost 3 in those 3 games. They've lost against Nottingham Forest, Aston Villa, and a bad Liverpool team. But you know what? I do think that we're going to win that match. I will go with the same prediction that my very good friend Anthony Herbert went with. I think it's going to be a 2-1. Eddie Nketiah is going to be the focal point in that North London derby because we need a striker who could press. Can Eddie Nketiah press? I think so. He has to be on beast mode. On the day, our defense have to be alert because you know what? All these things I just read to you has to do with form. Form is thrown out the window. Form is thrown out the window when it comes to the North London derby. So, you know what? 2-1. That's for me.
Okay, Jez, a prediction for you for Oxford and Tottenham.
Oxford United 4-0, Tottenham 2-1. There you go.
So we're winning 2-1 against Tottenham?
Yep.
You're not gonna give any
Yeah.
background to
Cool.
that?
Just double clear.
What's the point? That's my prediction.
No, they're
I explained my 2 predictions, but yeah, and I went
so-
up
Yeah, because Stephen
four.
McCullough explained here, so you know, I would
I said
love to hear.
Stephen asked for a quick prediction.
look, so
Predictions: 4-0 Tottenham. Sorry, 4-0 against
yeah,
Oxford.
to be fair, yeah.
In the story. That's it. Job done.
Usually I would ask, but like yeah, I can't stay much longer, so
Sorry, Stephen. Sorry.
gotta get some more painkiller
All
and
right.
stuff. So
Yeah, Anthony, what you got?
That's why I just asking quick this time.
If you
Anthony,
ask
what
me,
are you
I'm going to
going
go
for?
4-0 against Oxford, and it's the same as Jez. It's 2-1 against Tottenham. We're going to win 2-1.
Yeah, and I'm going obviously
Okay,
3-0 Arsenal,
Steve.
4-1 over Oxford. Yeah.
Cool, guys.
All right. I'm going to go 3-0 to Arsenal against Oxford, and I'm going to go 3-1 at the Lane. Right.
Good shout.
And we're going to batter them.
Good shape.
Right.
Wow.
And just where's the lasting effects? And when we do, sunglasses top of the league and smoking a fake cigar.
The sunglasses come out finally.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Look, we've done 2 hours. Obviously, I'll go head off, but like I'll let everyone shout out their channels. Tony, where can they find you, bruv?
Yeah, please see it, guys. Yeah, you can just find me on Tony Cloud Gunner TV. You can also find me on Instagram on Tony Cloud Gunner TV also, and also on Twitter Tony Cloud Gunner TV. Same thing. You can find me there. I talk about Arsenal. I also dabble with other teams also. I have a very big friend of mine in this channel right now, Steve McCullough. We do the Gooners and Mag show where we talk about Newcastle and Arsenal Football Club. We do it weekly. Sometimes I invite Jez. Jez comes around with me. And sometimes I go into the channel Anthony Herbert is Gooners from all corners. So, you know, we're all friendly down here. So just find me down there. And,
Yeah, man.
big ups to everyone that was here. Thank you, Jets, for coming up. Thank you, Anthony Herbert, for coming around, and Steve McCullough, Marahan guy. Big ups to you.
No problem.
First of all, I forgot to also mention, like, just take a moment, because it's his first stream. Also, I just should have mentioned it after the Newcastle game, but I want to take a moment to remember Pele.
Yeah.
What's the GOAT for me? He is the one I look to when I first started watching football. Like, old age, when I started looking at the old clips. And it's not just the fact of what a great player he was, what a great man
Yeah.
he was.
Always had a smile on his
So,
face.
rest in peace, Pele. Always
Yeah,
had a
rest in
smile,
peace.
and he just loved the game.
Yeah.
And it was also at a time when football was so pure and beautiful. So, yeah. But, so rest in peace, Pele. Thanks for everything. So, but, Jez, where can I find you?
YouTube. The channel is Arsenal, the history and more. All about Arsenal, all about the history, general chat. I love getting different people on. It's great today. Have Anthony on, Anthony Herbert, first time on the channel, and it was awesome. Had Leon, Kenny on, Gracie May, and I like getting different people on, just to get different perspectives, and we have a great chat. So yeah, you can find me there, or on Insta, it's collins.jez.
Wicked, thanks, Jez. As soon as I'm out of hospital as well, Jez,
Yeah, we'll do
we'll arrange something. We'll do something once I'm out of here. So, uh, Steve, where can I find you?
Yeah. Obviously the Twitter's right here, Stove, Machala. And then Newcastle Fans TV on YouTube. I do match reactions and stuff like that. Watch alongs. And then Strasbourg Steve on YouTube. I did a watch along for Napoli Inter. I do a bunch of different watch alongs from all around Europe and whatnot. And I do, some videos every now and then. So yeah, that's where you can find me. Strasbourg Steve, Newcastle Fans TV, YouTube, and then my Twitter handle down there. And then Instagram, Strasbourg Steve Kits. There you go. Thank you for having me on, Steven. I appreciate it.
No, thank you for coming on. Thank you for being a member as well, and contributing every month to the channel. So thank you, Anthony. Where can they find you, bruv?
Yeah, you can find me on my socials on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Anthony Herbert. You can also find me on Friday nights at 9 o'clock, where I present a show called Gunners from All Corners. We just have Arsenal fans on there. You've been on there, Stephen. Tony Cole's been on there. I'll get Jez on as well if he's up for it coming on. Just talk all things Arsenal. We have a bit of a laugh in that, and it's good content, Arsenal content. That's all.
Top man.
Wicked, mate. Thank and
Anthony Herbert, big up to you.
Support. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you for being such a support for the channel as well. Because you've been supporting literally from day one, really. So thank you for that, and also being a friend as well. As everyone else is, big up everyone that's been in the chat. Big up Bargav, Luca, Matt, Ananatic, LVFCTV, King Say, how you do? I hope you're doing well, mate. And big up Talk Menu as well, and Jordan as well. So big up Solo. I will get to his comments later.
All in the chat.
Khan OC as well, and and Tiho, my F1 pundit commentator. What I absolutely. He's young, but he's definitely got. He's definitely good with when it comes to the F1 channel. So Miss Mel as well, and I think that's everyone. To be fair, Paul as well for Paul Blue Nose Vlogs and Nippon from NA Sports TV. Jordan, Rich Sports as well, and make sure you all of them in the chat. Make sure you follow each other. Make sure you follow all these people as well. Love them all. And make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and also join the membership. All the money that you raise by watching or becoming a member goes to Children's Disease Foundation. So please do that for us and help save more lives. Until then,